country's in big trouble.
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this.
A heated exchange, to say the least, in the Oval Office, derailing a high-stakes agreement between the U.S. and Ukraine. The Ukrainian president was asked to leave. There he is, leaving with no deal and certainly no press conference. Lots to unpack here at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Hunter Sowards. Right now, as you can imagine, reaction pouring in from around the world after that televised exchange. President Trump posting on social media that Zelensky had, quote, disrespected the United States and was not ready for peace. The president also spoke with the press before heading out to his Mar-a-Lago estate for the weekend.
I want it to end immediately. I want a ceasefire now. He says, oh, I don't want a ceasefire. Well, all of a sudden, he's a big shot because he has the U.S. on his side. Either we're going to end it or let him fight it out. And if he fights it out, it's not going to be pretty. Because without us, he doesn't win.
And after leaving the White House, the Ukrainian president posted to social media as well, saying, quote, thank you, America. Thank you for support. Thank you for this visit.
With that, we're going to bring in CBS 13's political analyst, Gary Dietrich.
Gary, I'm struck by his response. It's like sending a thank you card to some dinner party after you've gotten food poisoning. What's your reaction to that whole thing, Gary? Have you seen anything like that?
Okay, let's start there. I have never seen anything like this.
Yeah. Remarkable.
Okay, and there is going to be a lot of implications on this. All right, there's going to be a lot of fallout. There already is. Yeah. Members of Congress commenting. Where does this all end up? I think that's the big question, Tony, right? And certainly I think this is going to go one of two ways. Either the Europeans are now going to take the lead and try to broker this peace agreement or some kind of end of the war, or this is going to happen, and this is traditional, through back channels, through subordinates on both countries. They put that deal together, and we have a far less, let's just put it, a formal, you've seen the formal signings when two world leaders are sitting at a desk, they sign the things, hand each other shake, and they walk out of the room.
Yeah, well, let's chisel away at this today, because there are a lot of people watching, certainly locally, over 200,000 Ukrainians living in Sacramento, roughly, largest population of any California city. What do they got to be thinking after watching this?
Well, they certainly can't be happy, right? I mean, I think there are so many layers to this, as I was sharing, folks. And let's just say this. The Ukrainian people have been through so much. My heart really goes out to them, those who are in Ukraine and expat Ukrainians. And so, Tony, I think the short answer to that question is unknowns. With Zelensky leaving the way he did from the White House today, there is no agreement. And there's no plan for going forward. So I think that's the biggest question mark right now. Is Trump going to continue to okay aid? Are we going to continue to stay behind the Ukrainian war effort? And what happens to this the rare earth minerals, which everybody's been saying is essential for our own nation as well as for the Ukraine?
Okay, so let's talk about those rare earth minerals. For those of you who maybe haven't heard about this element of it, this was a huge component of the meeting. We want to show you a map showing Ukraine's mineral deposits in exchange for allowing U.S. mining here in Ukraine. Hoped for concrete security guarantees. So again, this was what was supposed to be signed today, obviously was not signed. So what does the no deal mean? I mean, it's kind of rehashing already maybe what we've said, but a lot of people maybe didn't know that was what was a component in all of this as well.
That's what the agreement today was supposed to be about. And why is that significant? Because those minerals, those rare earth minerals, are what we use to create a lot of the new technology devices. So if there's any good news out of this, guys, here it is. Both the U.S. and the Ukraine have something to gain by getting that deal done. So I do think it will get done. The other thing about it, if you look where those minerals are, they're where the Russians have been making incursions. So Trump his point is, look, it's good for us to be there with U.S. mining capacity there because the Russians won't overrun our resources there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
so
does.
that's the benefit long term to us being there.
Isn't there another message with this today? In the fact that President Trump is saying my relationship with Putin is far more important in my mind than my relationship with Zelensky. And that would have never happened if Putin was in there.
I don't know that that's the case, Tony, but I certainly think we are now looking at a different level, a different layer of international politics. What do I mean by that? This isn't just about the Ukraine and the U.S. or even the Ukraine and Russia. It's about strategic relationships between the U.S., Russia, and China. Remember, China got behind, and of course North Korea got behind Russia too. This is being played out not as a proxy war, but certainly as a precursor to other potential hotspots around the world, Taiwan and others. And this has a lot of implications. You're going to hear an awful lot of conversation about how this affects our larger strategic relationships going forward.
Gee, I wonder what the weekend news
I
talk
was
shows
going to
are
say,
going to
how
be
can we
talking
top that? It is interesting, though, to see just the distinct difference between, of course, the way the Democrats are responding to this reaction
Right.
and the way Republicans are, which is saying, you know, proud of Trump for being strong and standing up for the country, while the Democrats are saying it was an embarrassment. I mean, that also is playing, you know, on the court of public opinion.
And there's politics involved with this.
Yeah.
Vice President Vance was sitting on the couch right next to President Trump. One of his comments was to Zelensky, "You campaigned for the opposition in Pennsylvania last fall." All right.
Politics is involved in everything.
So, you know, there's no getting around all the different layers of this, guys. I'm sure we'll be talking about it going forward. Today, of course, you know, you just have to be sad that this played out in the Oval the way it did.
There's no White House dinner tonight. That's for sure.
No.
At least not involving Zelensky.
Only
Maybe
in
they're
Mar-a-Lago and in Ukraine, separate tables.
Well, we were flies on the wall today. We talked a
we
lot
were.
about what it's like. And Gary, thank you for coming in and
Of course.
chiming in on this, because needed some perspective.
We did.
Thank
Gary,
you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we're of course going to track this story as it develops, because it's not over yet. For the latest updates, or you want to watch the entire exchange, we have it posted on our website, cbs13.com.